Okay, cool. Well, I'm in Blender. The microphone's gonna be bad because I'm gonna be recording this in real time, and I'm just using my phone on the side. But it doesn't matter. It's okay. You get your cube. I believe it's control one, and then any of the numbers just to subdivide it. Like zero would be this, one would be this, two, three, and so on. And then your computer really struggles once you start getting to like past five. Now I use four for this. So we got this subdivided. Go to modifiers, click this, and apply. So this makes it so the cube is actually made up of the squares it's made up of. So how I make eyes is pretty much this, right? I get a cylinder. I'm gonna hide the cube. I get a cylinder. I turn it. So you turn it, however, you can lock it to an axis like this. I'm locking it to the y axis. And then I found this out recently, you can just type a number. Like I typed 90 right there and then turned it 90 degrees. So I'm going to take this, scale it down a little bit, and then with G and Shift Y, I'm going to move it without moving it on the Y axis. And boom. And I clicked over here just to lock to that axis, and I'm going to just scale it. So pretty much this is going to be the head, this is going to be the eye. It doesn't look like an eye, but trust me, trust me. So what you want to do, you take this, you add a modifier, add mirror, and then mirror object. This is where it's mirroring from. I click the head. All right, cool. So these are the eyes. And then we're going to go here. We're going to search, and you're going to look for Boolean. I usually use float because I found it to be a little less laggy. You go to object, click your object, and this makes it so that when this is intersecting with this, it cuts into the geometry of it. So pretty much what that means is if we hide these cylinders, we have holes. Right, and you could stop here if you really want, but I'm gonna go a bit further on this. So I'm gonna make these go in a little bit, deeper. Also, to turn on X-ray mode, you need to be in this one, solid, and then press. I don't even know what button it is. For me, it's Option Z, and then you get an X-ray view of everything. I'm pressing 3 to select faces. Select this back face, and then just kind of move it back a little bit. And I'm going to move this forward a little. All right. So as I said, these are eyes. This works as eyes. If you just need this, then, that's good. But to color it, pretty much this is what you do. You click on this object, go to your coloring, your material, let's just go with, let's go with blue. And now we have blue. And then what you're going to want to do is, now it's going to sound complicated, and for me it was, but I found an easy trick for it. So you go here, so you click your eyes, right? Add a new material, click what color you want them to be. I'm just going to use red, just so we have some variety here. And you're going to notice the inside of the eyes are still blue. So here's what you do. You click this, shift click this, go to this little ball here, click that. I did something wrong. Oh. Add a new material, click the little ball, add it to there. Now nothing changed at all, except when you get rid of the cylinder. There we go. So this is pretty much how I do that, And then from here, whatever you change this to is, whatever the eye color is. So I'm going to change it to black. I can change, just change just anything, pretty much, the color. So this you could just change it to eye color. Boom. And then this is head color. Boom. Okay, cool. So how I animate eyes, I don't use bones because I have tried for more hours than I care to admit trying to rig eyes with bones, and it never goes well. So what I use instead is something called shape keys. It's going to seem complicated, but much like everything else in Blender, once you figure it out, it's like stupid simple. So you go to data or data, however you want to pronounce it. Make sure you've selected the eyes here. You go to data and you click this. These are shape keys. So this is just your base shape key. This is what it stays at. You add another one and it says key 1. You go into edit mode by pressing tab and you have this. Now what you can do from here, you select, you press L to select all connected to it, scale it down. So here what I did was I pressed S to scale and then Z to lock it to the Z axis so you can widen. So let's go with the widen here. And then tab out. So nothing changed except this shape key now has a value. And with this value, you can change it. And then even without this, so this slider is how you animate. So go into the dope sheet here. What's it called? You go here, right, your value, and you click this button, and this adds a keyframe. You let it play. You could add another one, and then you hit play. So you can animate like that pretty much, you know, just click this when you want to add a shape key. Now this isn't just limited to eyes. You can add shape keys to anything, you know. There's really no limit to what you can and can't do with shape keys. Well, there is technically, but I mean, there's always workarounds to everything. In the description of this video, I'm going to be linking the video where I learned how to use shape keys from. And in the start of the video, you can see he shows a quick animation that he did, which I'm gonna play in the corner. Let's say right here, which is pretty cool considering there's no bones to it. So to add even more shape keys, going back to animation, I'm going back to the shape keys here. You can add another one. So this one, let's just say I can't spell surprise. Is that spelled right? I don't know, it doesn't matter. So you click this and you go into edit mode. So pretty much with your shape keys, to just change them, you got your basis. This is basis. You make sure you select which one you want. This is surprised face, and make sure to have it like the max you want it to be. Because remember, you can always change the value here. Make it bigger, make it smaller, make it somewhere in between if you want. For this next one, I'm just gonna make it, like I guess go with squinting, like a squinting look. And then that's where there's a problem there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fix it in the laziest way possible and just move that there. And then small eyes. And then get rid of this. And then eyes are small, eyes are normal. And you could even mix them up, but it sometimes doesn't go well. So that's pretty much it. But if you want to get the cell shading that I do, that you can see in the WX78 model, it's simple here. So you go to Shader Editor. Select your shader, in this case eye color. Get rid of principled BSDF. You can just press X, Shift A to add, go to shader, diffuse BSDF, drag this point, you can just let go, and you can look up what you want here. I have them here because I use them often, but you go to shader to RGB. It should be a little blue box. You select color, drag color, color ramp, FAC. I don't know if it's FAS or FAC. I don't know what it is. I'm just going to call it color ramp. You got color ramp here and color to surface, and then boom. And what I do, I go from here to linear. I select constant, and this is where you can change the shading. This is how I achieve cell shading. For this, we don't need any of this white part, so you can just press that. And then boom, pure black eyes, doesn't matter the angle, it will always stay like that. Now for the head, you can do the exact same thing, So shader, diffuse BSDF, shader to RGB, color ramp, color to surface, constant, change your color. Let's go with lighter blue for highlights. Let's go with a medium blue for the majority of the color, and then let's go with just a darker blue for that. And then also you're gonna notice blockiness because it's a blocky what's the word? It's a blocky topology. That's the word for it. So to fix this, it's not a perfect fix, but you can just right click, shade smooth, and that sorts out most of it. Constant makes it so the colors, there's no in between. There's highlight, mid-tone, and then shadow. From here you can change them, by sliding them around. So you can change. So if you want just a little bit of shadow, you want barely any highlight, you can do that. And then this does follow the highlights of your scene. Like you can see here in the rendered view, because the light is so far, you can't really notice it, but once you start moving that down, it is a proper shader. And this should work. So, this should work for rigs where the eyes don't really need to be, detailed, just pure black eyes. A few characters that come to mind that have eyes like this, a handful of characters from Don't Starve Together. What's his name? That one dude from Riddle School. It's a pretty old game. There's a couple characters out there, or maybe your own characters. If you have a character that doesn't have any, extra detail, the eyes are just a black, circle. You can make them, however you want. But yeah, that's all. The microphone quality is going to be absolutely horrible, but you're not here for good microphone quality. You're here for a tutorial, so that's I don't know. That's all for today. I hope you have a good day and good luck with any of your projects. See ya.